A hearty welcome to everyone to today's symposium, Where Can Innovation Take Us? Everyone here can make a difference.
Days like today encourage us to think big.
There are mechanisms whereby your idea can be heard, listened, acted upon.
What we can put in place today may make life that little bit better, safer and healthier for our children, our grandchildren.
I think we're really right at the start of what's possible with the technology. And it's not about some gigantic improvement in one particular thing, which does come around and happens from time to time. But often it's very small changes, small improvements in the way in which we do things that then brings about that transformation that does change people's lives.
So UBWell is not just a device, it isn't just a wristband or a mobile phone, it's the system of integration around these particular risks. But we have a big focus, particularly in young people, on their physical and mental health, the extent to which mental health puts you at risk of other sets of issues.
If the vision is life-giving care, what are the fundamental purposes? And that's really quite simple. Well staffed and compassionate care.
When the diets were compared head to head, there was really similar results in terms of weight loss and fat loss with both dietary regimes. So it looks potentially promising for intermittent diets in terms of glucose homeostasis.
It's extracorporeal membrane oxygenation. It's a bit like cardiopulmonary bypass. The idea is that if a patient dies suddenly, for them to be in a position to donate organs, you really have to be able to support the organs while the patient is assessed, while consent is obtained. So ECMO is part of the protocol.
We've got marginalised families with chronic health conditions. Both adults and the children are struggling. They require multiple services and there's intergenerational disadvantage with these families. What we're going to put in is care coordination. We're going to broker services. We're not going to provide any clinical services, but we'll broker services with our partners and coordinate those services. We want long-term contact with these families.
This is something that we've developed, Rich has developed as an idea, as a way of communicating complex information, quite a lot of information in a health report, a health profile to inform better decision making.
We are leaders in lots of ways, and we want to be leaders from an ICT point of view. And I'm particularly pleased and happy to be able to be in charge of a small group of people, dedicated professionals like everybody else who wants to achieve this excellence and this leadership.
We are traditionally an institute that focuses on respiratory and sleep research, but we approach this particular issue from the lung perspective rather than the cancer perspective. So it involves oncologists, researchers, people involved in day-to-day care. We've got about 25 groups across New South Wales involved.
Every patient is a source of learning and has such a potential inspiration for innovation. Don't do the same thing over and over again. Don't just accept current dogma. Question how can you do it better.
If you're trying to actually get meaning out of data, knowledge graphs is a way of actually finding connectedness. So one thing we've actually done quite well is examine flu trends by search. So the interesting correlation here is that we can actually predict flu outbreaks probably 2 to 3 weeks quicker than CDC by the number of consumers actually looking for flu.
We've really seen great developments in Sydney research, and I could give you many figures about the nearly 2,000 researchers, the 1,600 publications, the $200 million in grant funds. But in fact, actually, it's the people that matter. And tonight we are going to recognise a small number of these people.
Imagine a functional unit made up of, God forbid, a physician, a surgeon, allied health, a geneticist, a scientist, all working to solve one problem. They'll be treating on available evidence, they'll be thinking on future treatments, and they'll be testing their hypothesis in a safe and credible environment. If we actually think it is important to treat patients that way, then I think we need to understand that it's important to teach our future doctors that way.
Days like these are fantastic because they do leave you quite energised.
Just to see what's out there, what's possible.
Big vision means hopefully we can at least do on our day-to-day with all the challenges, those incremental steps that's actually going to end up leading to better healthcare.
The demands on us are increasing, and if we don't innovate to actually do things better, quicker, faster, cheaper, then we're going to be going backwards.
Great opportunity for our best and brightest to really showcase the fantastic work that they're doing.
Fresh take on how we might do stuff is really, it inspires enthusiasm.
It's the start of opening up our minds to different avenues that health can go that traditionally weren't there.